Glitch Productions has a new show. It is called the Gaslight Disctrict. This is an independent animation studio who posts everything on YouTube. I'm going to say, even though I'm not maybe the biggest, I'm not really a fan of Digital Circus, I really think it's cool what they're doing as a company and getting a digital animated property like as big as it is. Independent animation is hard. It's cool what they're doing regardless of my actual review here. But let me say, I actually like this a lot more than Digital Circus. I think the design is a lot better. I think the story is a lot more interesting. I think the characters are better. And it's not doing that like, hey, aren't clowns creepy thing. It's actually giving me creepy, weird designs here. This is done by a guy, Nick Spicco, whatever. His name is Part-Time Seagull. But I like this kind of gothic thing. It feels very Repo the Genetic Opera influence, or very Henry Selick influence. But it's basically in this place, this kind of weird like world where everyone's like a zombie. It's like this post thing and everything. And they're in this kind of group. She's the one girl who's called, what's her name? Melancholy, which is just the most obvious name in the fucking world. She wants to be part of this team, this kind of group of gangsters called, where did I write the stupid name? Anyway, she wants to be a part of this gangster team, the Smiling whatever the fucks. She very much wants to. You see this crazy car chase at the beginning, and then she starts a scam to tell people she's going to get a human egg because none of them know anything about humans in this world, and they're going to steal it. And most of the episode is about that. We meet various people. The Smiling Dead, thank you, Georgians. The Smiling Dead is, or the Smiling whatever the fucks, is pretty cool too. The featured characters in the Smiling Dead are Ken the Butcher, who looks like way too much like a character from Nightmare Before Christmas. I get that all this stuff is very Henry Selick influence. I get it. Melancholy, who her name's Melancholy Hill. Jesus, like, come on, for real. All right. You have Mud, Angel Mother, I think. No, that's a different. Anyway, you have Mud, and then Breadhead, who is my favorite design of this whole thing. I love Breadhead. Breadhead rules. I don't really understand why we have all these other characters. Let's just have Breadhead. I don't really care if Melancholy is a human or not. Who fucking gives a shit? Just have Melancholy hit stuff. Or no, sorry, just have Breadhead hit stuff and look cool. It's a great design. It's like very original. It reminds me of those Breakfast Commando guys that I had action figures of in the 80s. Like I really like Breadhead. That's probably the best thing Glitch design wise the Glitch studio has made. But the one thing about this is it really has no faith in its audience whatsoever. It cuts so quickly. There's so many things moving around, so many, like during the opening car chase, we're watching it, and like it keeps like saying the names of characters. I think there was one part where one of the characters, I think it is Mud, references that he doesn't have a bed and he sleeps in a freezer, and instead of just like, you know, saying that and letting that line hit you, they have to like quickly cut to him doing that. And there's so many problems with it. Like, I don't think overall the story is bad, and visually there's so much going on, but there's so many people I heard watching this who had to slow it down to catch up with everything. And I get like Studio Trigger is way better at that than like this is not very good at that. It really kills the momentum, and almost like I actually do want to see another episode of this, whereas Digital Circus I just saw because it was big and I was curious, and it wasn't for me, and that's fine. It's not horrible or nothing, but like the way this was directed is so bad. Like, have some faith in your audience. You have a good show. You're legitimately ruining this show by like overcompensating for something. So it really needs to slow down. Like, too many cuts, too many over clarifications of things that it's like it really felt like an insanely insecure director, that like they really wanted everything to land, but you're supposed to take care of that and not make it so obvious, and it became obnoxious. And so many things were like a little too much, like calling it Mel is Melancholy, or they're going to Paradise Lost, or like all these various things. I don't know. And but I like certain things, like when the characters have their all lit up eye thing. I was like, why just have them like that the whole time? They look amazing like that. And I mean, to do scams, it sort of reminds me of the Bad Guys and Lupin and stuff like that. But obviously, I mean, this is more like listening to new metal in a Hot Topic. If that to you sounds interesting, you'll probably like this. But it came out for so many different things. But I really like the design. I like the idea of like this really crazy, weird post-apocalyptic world. It very much plays on the kind of audience who would like it. I think would absolutely fall in love with it. But the design's so much more interesting. I do actually think the story of like having this gangster thing and this girl and like the gangsters are friends with her and stuff, I think that's like a really good idea. And they really have a pretty interesting thing going on here. And although there's mystery just like in the Digital Circus, I think the difference here is this is a mystery you probably care about more because I know who all the characters are and I understand a relationship and I understand that relationship means something. And I think, whereas Digital Circus is like you're just thrown into it and you're just told like, a fucking toddler or something that these people are friends and stuff. In this, it's like you don't actually need them to. It's like it's there. That's kind of one of the things with the direction is like if someone who knew how to direct this was like better at it, they'd understand that all this stuff is in the script and you don't need to push it. Like the audience is smart enough to do it. I understand we have shorter attention spans and stuff, but this went way too far on that. So I'm hoping they slow it down for other ones. But they really do have like, even though I think her name is dumb and stuff, they really do have great characters in this. But this is like so overbearing in terms of the Henry Selick influence. Like I do feel like that with Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss and like all this stuff. Like Henry Selick is so influential on all these people. It's like he's probably going to end up being one of the most influential figures in all of animation when these people are done with him. But I wish they had more confidence in it. I do think it's like if you're looking at that new metal Hot Topic type of style, it does it so well. It's actually probably one of my favorite examples of that. And even though like this isn't kind of the design or something that's necessarily my favorite thing or anything, I was compelled by it because there's so much in there. And I rarely see a show where like usually I'm more on board with all the aspects of it, but like I think they should, whoever makes this, whoever's a fan of it, I think it is so good at doing some of these things, but like it has so much interesting life in it, you kind of want to stay with it despite its direction, which I think in a sense means it's a good show, but also sort of isn't, because they should have had the faith to make this something more interesting. But I think like, it's a decent show. I'm curious to see what happens next. I don't know if I'll do a review of another one, but I will actually check it out. I'm kind of curious about this one. Like I was a little like, I want to see the Breadhead guy. Like if I saw him in Spirit Halloween, I would go and look at that character regardless of what it's in. So like, I really like that character. If you do a spinoff of him, I'm down. But I get it. It's, all these things are not maybe made for me or my demo or my demographic. I think, who it's probably made for is a teen girl who just got off Foamy the Squirrel on Newgrounds.com while signing a Bring Back Invader Zim petition, wearing a Jack Skellington hoodie and Happy Tree Friends tube socks purchased from Hot Topic during an Emily the Strange buy one get one 50% off sale, where she discovered Serenity Rose from slave labor graphic comics, while her overbearing but loving father restricts her from going to the My Chemical Romance Limp Bizkit concert with a 5 years older than her boyfriend that constantly IMs unsourced, stolen Pawn and Z comic art over 56K modem America Online trial disc on MySpace.com with the top 5 consisting of Tim Burton, Jack Sparrow, Eminem, Jesus Christ, and any angsty band as the new thing on Disney Adventures magazine, and spends all day filling out what Kingdom Hearts character are you quizzes, only to complain she didn't get Ryu and is unable to watch the 2003 MTV Music Awards because her deadbeat older brother is always hogging the living room TV, playing Tony Hawk's Underground on his Halo Edition transparent green Xbox, using a third-party Mad Catz Airflow controller with a busted analog stick that is constantly leaning to the right, making anti-Semitic remarks on how Eric stole his wicked McTwist over the helicopter in Hawaii. Footage. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's the kind of person who would really like the Gaslight District. I hope it works out for them. I like that they keep going, and I will continue to review their pods. I don't know if I'll review more than this, but I think that sums up the target demographic for this one. Yes, of course I read off. You think I'm going to remember all that shit? Give me a break. All right.